preseason debates countdown. One day.
That's it. One day standing between us and the start of the NFL season. It's almost here, guys. So for that, instead of our traditional debate, today Perloff and I are going to predict our NFL awards for this season. Tomorrow we'll do playoffs and Super Bowl pick. And then after we're done with this, we'll get to the big NFL news that's been happening today. So let's go with awards.
Let's do it.
Okay. And Perloff and I want to start from...
Wait, we started from the lesser award or the highest award?
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
lesser
we could
to
have.
highest?
We spent 5 minutes of the break debating which order to put these in.
Stu just said in my ear, lesser. So I don't want to call this lesser, but comeback player of the year. And I feel like you and I are actually going to disagree on this one. And if you do not go with Damar Hamlin, you realize that you are doomed and the football gods are going to be against you forever.
Listen, why would any award be this predictable? What if Damar Hamlin plays 5 games? Is he still going to win comeback player of the year?
He's alive and in a uniform. That means he's winning.
So he's minus odds, too. I'm not taking Damar Hamlin. I am going to take Russell Wilson III.
Russell Wilson? Coming back from what?
20,
playing bad?
Yeah, 20-1 odds on Russ Wilson.
This is like a Geno Smith. He's just coming back from just being irrelevant?
Yes. Yeah, what do you mean? What comeback can be from a bad performance?
I know. I think it should be from health issues. But
I was choosing between him and Lamar, but Lamar only missed 4 games, and he had a really good season otherwise. Why would he be comeback player of the year? I don't understand this award. Chad Pennington won it back-to-back years, was unbelievable. I'm kidding, but I'm not super into this award. It's going to be Damar, I agree, but I would love for it to be a quarterback to knock him out of it, to show that voters are not sentimental.
You want Damar Hamlin to lose the award?
I want somebody to earn this award. First of all, how many games did Damar play last year?
Well, more after there were many injuries on the defense.
Right, so he played most of a season.
Well, he's a backup safety.
No, I thought he was starter by the end of the year, right?
Well, yeah, because there were injuries, but he is, talent-wise, he's a backup safety.
I don't know. For some reason, I'd like to see this award won on the field. I'm sure Damar Hamlin would too. He's a pretty competitive guy. I don't think he just wants to just show up and get the award just because he's on the field.
That's exactly why he's going to get the award.
If he steps on the field, the award is over.
He almost died. Yes, that's worse than Russell Wilson hurt his pinky. I don't know, whatever he hurt, shoulder.
Tua Tagovailoa had some pretty severe, drastic health issues on the field.
I know that the team basically tried to cover up at first.
But yeah, then America saw what was happening and they couldn't cover that up. Why can't he be comeback player of the year?
Maybe Tua, but I think that Damar's got it. Okay.
Wait, Tua, by the way, played 14 games and had 3,700 yards.
No, I know. Tua's awesome.
Okay.
If he can stay healthy, that's going to be really, really hard to beat.
Okay. All right, what award's next?
Okay, defensive rookie of the year.
Okay, this one will make Stu very happy. Have you seen highlights of the Raiders defensive end, Tyree Wilson, out of Texas Tech? He took a veteran Cowboys offensive lineman and threw him about 9 feet in the air. Now, Chandler Jones is discontented with the team.
Yeah.
So he's going to get those snaps.
That's one way
he's going to get. Yeah, so he's going to get those snaps, and you can accumulate stats of that. I think that the best rookie is Jalen Carter with the Eagles, but a defensive tackle is not going to amass the stats. Tyree Wilson looks like a man among boys. I cannot believe how strong that dude is.
Okay.
He just came back to camp. He's got pretty good odds. I think he's third in odds. I'm going with Tyree Wilson.
Not bad, although Stu's Raiders, we'll talk about them later because this looks like a potential bottom-out situation, in which case he's not going to win the award because if the Raiders implode here, then he's not going to get the award because they're not going to be relevant enough. Now, my pick is also a team that might not be relevant, but at least there's some more positive vibes, and I think could be Will Anderson from the Texans. I mean, he's got a super high profile coming out of college. I think he's going to stand out on that defense. It's with DeMeco Ryans. I think this could be he could have good numbers on a bad team, but he'll still stand out.
Yeah, I mean, same argument could be for Tyree Wilson, though.
Yeah, but I don't know about the Raiders.
But how many wins do you think the Texans are getting?
Yeah, maybe 5. Maybe 5.
I think you're going to have a bad team. Okay,
Let's move on.
By the way, I didn't love that award. Found that hard to pick. Because I feel like Devin Witherspoon, the Seahawks, is going to be great, but he's not going to get any stats. So how are you going to award this?
Yeah, it could be the same as Christian Gonzalez with the Patriots. I'm not sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, offensive rookie of the year, go.
Offensive rookie of the year. So, listen, I was looking back. Can you name the last tight end to win this award?
No.
Come on. Anybody here, name the last tight end to an offensive rookie of the year, because Luke Musgrave in Green Bay is getting a lot of hype, but that is not my choice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who was the last tight end?
Never happened.
I was like, Fryer?
Never happened. I was like, how's no tight end never ever won the award? Anyway, Luke Musgrave's a hot topic in Green Bay, big fantasy draft pick. Rashee Rice is amazing with Kansas City, stand out, but Kansas City spreads the ball too much. That's why I'm going with another rookie receiver, Zay Flowers in Baltimore.
I'm also going with Zay Flowers. You and I are alike on that one.
Yes.
Let's move on. This next one is the one I feel the most confident about of all my picks, and it's Coach of the Year. And let's not overthink this, guys. He's sitting there right in front of us. The Coach of the Year is going to be Dan Campbell. The Danimal. Everybody loves Dan Campbell. They are all about whatever he's putting down, everyone's picking up. If the Lions make the playoffs, it's the Lions, guys. That's a huge story.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell's winning this award. He basically hasn't won.
I put Doug Peterson down because similar if the Jags.
We've been there, done that with Doug.
I don't think Doug's won Coach of the Year.
But he won a Super Bowl. Like, we know he's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Same reason. Dan Campbell seems too obvious.
It's so good. It's right there.
He's a heavy Vegas favorite to win.
Okay, I didn't look at the odds for this.
Yeah. He's a heavy odds. That's why he can't win. Because you know what? He's raised his expectations a lot.
All they have to do is make the playoffs in the NFC, and he's got it.
But you know what? It's usually a guy you never heard of, like Stefanski, like Kevin Stefanski, or I always think of the basketball guys who are about to get fired and win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I know.
Like
They should call
Budenholzer.
the Dwayne Casey
By the way,
Award.
we forgot Defensive Rookie of the Year. Of course, we left out our guy, Kansas State defensive end, Felix Anadiku Azoma, who was at the draft, and we declined to interview, and then he went in the first round.
It's because he was there with Deuce Vaughn, and we knew we were interviewing Deuce. We didn't know that Felix was going to be there, but we did give him a Maggie and Perloff t-shirt.
Yes, but Chris Jones being out means that Felix will get all sorts of reps and could be in there, which would be so funny if he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. So I want to get that mentioned. But what do you think of Doug Peterson? You just think the expectations are not, or they're already expected to be a playoff team? So
yeah, I don't think he's got the right narrative.
Okay.
Let's move on. Defensive Player of the Year.
I bet you we have the same guy.
Myles Garrett.
No. Micah Parsons.
Oh, yeah. Micah Parsons, again, that would be the obvious one, right?
Yeah, I think because it's a narrative award, too, where they're not going to give it to Nick Bosa again. He's showing up late. TJ Watt's already got his. I feel like Micah Parsons is, arguably the best defensive player in the league. And we saw that record Nick Bosa contract. Parsons is going to blow that away next year. So I feel like it's, talking about the story, Micah Parsons is the story.
It's a good one. I thought Myles Garrett because if Cleveland does make the playoffs and they kind of have this out of nowhere story, not out of nowhere, but if they have this comeback story, Deshaun Watson's not getting any awards. Like, that's not going to happen because of the shadow of all the accusations. And so who else on that team would they reward with something to show, hey, we're glad that Cleveland is back in the mix, but we can't give the award to the quarterback because that might be distasteful. Yeah. They'll give it to Myles Garrett. Okay. Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay. Offensive Player of the Year. I was tempted, I told Samper this before the show, to go MVP quarterback, different MVP Offensive Player of the Year, but that's cheating. That's just covering my bases because that never happens. It's almost always
two quarterbacks.
You can't do two quarterbacks.
It's generally not two quarterbacks.
It's been a wide receiver or a running back most of the last 10 years.
Yep.
So I'm going with Tyreek Hill because he's targeting 2,000 yards. He has talent. I don't know how good Miami's going to be, but I feel like Tyreek Hill is just going to eat this year. And if he gets 2,000 yards, he's a perfect candidate for this award.
I also went with Tyreek Hill. I realized that I just said about, distasteful things happen. I know Tyreek Hill has got some things in his background. I don't know if that plays in, but I also put him as Offensive Player of the Year. I was tempted to go with Garrett Wilson there, but Tyreek Hill is the pick. MVP.
I mean,
we're here at the big one.
Well, it's just a big one. I mean, I assume everyone has the same player. I assume he's a Philadelphia Eagle and plays quarterback. It's got to be Jalen Hurts.
Not to me, but go ahead.
Jalen Hurts would be a great narrative award here. He came close last year, got hurt at the end of the year. There's just so much support there. I think Devontae Smith's going to turn into a superstar receiver this year. He's already got A.J. Brown. Dallas Goedert could be one of the most underrated tight ends in the league, probably a top 5 tight end. The offensive line, as long as Lane Johnson's there, the offensive line is elite. All the pieces are in place. I know that he lost his offensive coordinator, but they have his quarterback coach has moved up and he's really good. I think this is setting up to be a great Jalen Hurts year.
Okay. The MVP of the league is going to be Joe Burrow. Now, dealing with a calf strain, but here's what it's going to come down to. We have already kind of decided as an NFL community that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league and that Joe Burrow is too. Now, that might change a little bit this year, but I think that's the general consensus is that Burrow is the second best quarterback in the league, and he does not have an MVP. So people are going to look around. The voters are going to look around. If he has a great season, and I expect that he's going to, and the calf doesn't bother him, it's going to be like, well, we know he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Might not give it to Mahomes 2 years in a row. Joe Burrow, obvious. He is so good. We all acknowledge he's this good. He'll get the award.
But does he accumulate stats like some of these other guys? I mean, last year was 35-12. Year before that, it was 34-14. You're going to have a 40-plus touchdown guy. You know who I looked at? Burrow's a great choice. Obviously, he's a great player. But I looked at Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson, too, because I feel like Rodgers just needs to have a typical Rodgers season, even without the team.
You get the New York bump. And the expectation bump.
I don't think you need a bump because he's won it. If he throws the way he throws for no interceptions and so many touchdowns, if he throws 38 touchdowns and 7 picks, I think he could be an MVP. Even though
5-time MVP up there with Peyton Manning.
Yeah, and I don't even. If that happens, I don't think that means the Jets are Super Bowl favorites by any means. I just think it's a typical Aaron Rodgers year. The other one, what if Lamar Jackson takes a big jump in passing? That'd be a really interesting story. So I think he's a candidate as well. I mean, with obviously, I'm not discounting Mahomes, not discounting Josh Allen, but I think the newer awards, even though Lamar's already won it, that would be a newer guy. Jalen Hurts would be a newer guy. And believe it or not, Aaron Rodgers as a Jet would have a novelty to it.
That's what I was waiting for.
What?
Aaron Rodgers, they're going 17-0. Aaron Rodgers is winning MVP.
Yeah. Okay.
You, by the way, you looked at Garrett Wilson for Offensive Player of the Year? That's really interesting. I kind of like that, like the Devontae Adams role.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
how's he gonna
Garrett Wilson had over 1,100 yards last year with Joe Flacco and Zach Wilson and Chris Streveler and Mike White throwing to him.
Yeah, but how's he going to share targets when Devontae Adams is in New York in Week 5?
I'm telling you, Devontae Adams, I don't know if he's going to go to New York, but he's definitely demanding a trade. And I've already said before that Monday night game against the Pats. And I think Lisa Salters is going to break the story.